Well, friends, we are at the point where we have idea number one. We've got the post lying out over there. The butt end is right there by the hole. We have a rope tied in at a pretty shallow angle going up into this cottonwood tree here. I'd like to get a higher angle. We're going to see how this works first. If we have to, we'll lift up the far end of that pole with the grapple of the tractor to get it started. So if we have going from the tree, we have the rigging line running over to the truck, and the winch is going to be controlling that line over there. So we're going to give it a try. We have some tag lines. We have a tag line going to the right and one going to the left on either side of that post to keep it from drifting in either direction that way. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
Well, hey friends, I'm just going to pop in here and sort of narrate this procedure that we're going through here. This whole thing took about 45 minutes from start to finish, and we had, I think, we had 4 failed attempts, I believe, and the 5th one was a go. So let me just tell you what's going on here. So as you can see, I have the tractor on the end of the post, and Zach is down at the butt end trying to guide it into the hole. And once they get it fine-tuned, then and if you notice too, there's Jordan coming into the picture too. Jordan is right beside a board sticking out of the hole. That board is supposed to keep the post from overshooting the hole and supposed to guide it into the hole once it gets into a more vertical position. So that board is crucial, and you'll see what goes wrong here in a little bit. So let me move forward here a little bit. All right, so I'm on the winch here, and all right, I'm starting to use the winch. Now, one of the things that happens here is I didn't have the grapple as far down the post as I could get it, and once I started using the winch to pull the post, it actually pulled it toward the little stopper board and right off the grapple. Bam! Failure number 1. So we did a little reset. So let's see here. We actually broke the board that was in there. Jordan put a new one in, and you can see he's adjusting it right there. And for some reason I didn't pick up on the fact that I can't have this slack between, or this gap between the butt end and that board, because the grapple is just, or the winch is just going to go ahead and pull the log right off the grapple. So here we go again. And I was afraid to take it too high with the grapple. I had never done this before, so I thought, okay, we better just take our time with this. I've got Zach and Logan. You can't see him, he's out of the picture to the left, but he's holding one of the tag lines. Zach is on the tag line in the right, and Jordan's sort of supervising. Oh, so there I did it again. I used the winch and pulled it right off the grapple. So, all right, we'll try again. Okay, so this is attempt number 3. And I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. I'm getting braver and putting more angle in that. But I still didn't figure out that I need to get the butt end up against that guide board. It would have helped a lot. So here he goes. I think I'm Yep, I'm going with the winch again. Winch, winch, winch. Bam! Pulled it out of the grapple again. So one of the things that happens here too is somehow or another the winch cable gets tangled up with the camera tripod and starts moving the camera around. It's the weirdest thing. It's like there's a phantom cameraman. Let me move this ahead. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, so I'm going a little higher with the angle, but I still have the butt end away from the board. And Jordan's telling me to move forward, but so taking the slack out of the winch line. I've got more of a bite this time on the grapple, but I still messed up. Now Jordan's also trying to make sure that it doesn't fall off the grapple again like I did the first 3 times. He's also supervising the high voltage wires overhead to make sure we don't interfere with those as we start to pull this thing up. Okay, using the winch again, using the winch. Bam! Now you notice there the winch had more of the weight, but it still fell off the grapple. Alright, so here we're reset, and I want you to notice something though. I want you to notice that that guide board that's supposed to stop the butt end from moving past the hole, and it's also supposed to make a smooth surface for the pole to go into the hole once it does get upright. That board's at too steep of an angle. We didn't notice that, and we just kept on going here. So I'm going to take up the slack with the grapple again, or with the winch. And this time I'm going to walk that post up with the grapple. But I want to make sure the winch is there to take the weight off of the front end of that tractor. Let me move it ahead a little bit here. Alright, so here I've got the guys on the tag lines, and I've got most of the weight off of the grapple using the winch. And now I'm just going to start walking this thing up. These guys are stabilizing it to the east and west. I'm pushing from the north. Alright, you can start to see the camera begin to shake now. That something happened. I don't know how the winch line somehow gets rubbing up against the tripod. Oh, there we go. We've got the weight completely off the grapple. The guys are stabilizing it. Now, one of the things I learned too is that I should have had these guys using some kind of a friction device off to the left and right. It would have helped them to stabilize it better and give them more holding power. As it is, their body weight is the only thing that they can use to stabilize this, and as you'll see here in a little bit, it wasn't the best of scenarios. So I'm moving the tractor forward, and I'm going to winch it up, or going to inch it up a little bit more. If you notice, the post butt end is against the board, but the board is still in at an angle. That becomes a problem toward the end here. Keep using the winch to just slowly eke it up there, and then I move the tractor forward. Okay. Tractor's inching forward. Using the winch again to lift it up, and the tractor's basically just there to sort of help stabilize this pole right now, because the winch is doing all the work of lifting. So really the tractor doesn't need to do anything, but I'm just keeping it there just in case the guys have trouble stabilizing it. So Jordan's going to run back behind the tractor and make sure that that pole is going up vertically like it should, and that we're going to clear.
You gotta go that way. Yep, go Zach's way.
And that we're going to clear the Highline wire. So we had to make a correction there. Zach needed to pull the post his way. And I'm sort of using the tractor now to kind of move it to the east. Checking the wires again.
You're going up straight right now.
All right, everything's going straight. In the back of my mind while this is happening, I'm worried that that post is going to come down on top of the grapple and, and teeter-totter over the top of the tractor. That would have been a disaster, but we have a good strong winch line and a rigging point up in the cottonwood tree, so I didn't really need to worry that much about it, but these thoughts just run through your head if you're safety minded. Okay, Jordan's giving me the go-ahead. He says we're clearing the high voltage lines. Okay, so he said I'm past the wires, so no worries there. Now it's just a matter of getting this thing upright. Notice how the camera's starting to shake more and more.
Zach, turn it, pull your away a little, Zach. Yeah, you're good. I'm probably gonna drop here in a second. Feel good? Yeah.
We're all anticipating this thing sliding into that hole along that board, but the board is actually going to interfere with this thing being able to slide all the way down into the hole. The pole actually only makes it about halfway into the hole because of that sharp angle of that stopper board.
Yeah, pull it a little bit this way, just a little. Weight sliding in.
See the camera move? The winch cable is actually moving the camera, turning it. And we're almost there. Uh-oh. Camera starts to move. And then miraculously it comes back to the right. This is where Jordan realizes the board is keeping it from moving all the way down to the bottom of the hole. So we really have no choice at this time other than just to let it go. Watch. Here's Zach on the right-hand side.
Watch out. I think it'll be all right. Zach, don't worry, it's lodged in the hole.
I wasn't worried about it going anywhere, but it is a scary situation. Zach was the hero of the day there. Alright, so what I did at this point then is I maneuvered the tractor around to the other side and used it to lift that pole up. So here we go. We're going to skip to that part right there. There we go. It went down into the hole. We took the stopper board out too, just because it would make things easier at this point. So there it is.
Is it down all the way? Yeah, I believe it is. If you let go.
All right, so that was it. Now at this point, it's just in the hole, right? So what I'm going to do after we're done cleaning up the setting here is I'm going to take 3 tag lines and which are already in or which are already secured to the top of the post. I'm going to take those 3 lines and split them into 3 different directions, and I'm going to level the pole up in the hole and stake it off so that it'll be plumb in the hole, and then I'm going to backfill and we'll start all the work. But that'll be another video, maybe. We'll see if I can pull this all off. I don't know how good the footage is in some of the other videos because some of it is me climbing the pole with a helmet cam, and you never know how those are going to turn out. So I learned a lot here. One of the things I learned is that um, watch that backer board, that stop board. Make sure it's vertical. Don't let it slide underneath the post. For the tag lines, I would want to use some kind of a friction device to allow those guys to not have to work so hard using their body weight, and it would create a little bit more of a stable situation for us. The other thing was a higher angle in the cottonwood would have been really nice. I originally had planned to go to a higher angle, but I was too concerned about the branches being too thin up there, too small to support the weight of the pole. I probably could have got away with it, but by tying several branches together or something like that. So the other thing I learned as well is you got to get the butt end of that post against the stopper board, otherwise it's going to fall off the grapple. So a lot of things learned there, but all in all it was fun. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching the video. I really wanted to just give you all a reminder right here. Please hit that like button. It really helps our videos to move forward in the YouTube algorithm, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. That would really help me a lot, and I would really appreciate it. And I'd love your comments, so make sure you leave a comment down below. I'd love to chat with you a little bit down there. But most of all, folks, in your community, in your family, in your world, where you live, let's exercise some kindness, okay? Let's show the world that there is a better way. All right, that's it for this video. I'll see you in another one real soon. Over and out.